Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people at Shutdoor Door Shutter, coming back to you with a pair of broken boots. I was in the middle of doing Eldritch Chalice stuff, which requires me to take out a couple wardens, and my boots broke, and almost all of my other pieces of armor. So what I've done is I quickly went ahead and I've crafted every set of Eclipse alloy. Now this is the Just Dire Things final tier of armor. It's very awesome, right? It is gonna be useful for everything that we need. We can enchant this. We can do a handful of other things with it, which is what we're gonna do now, which is grab some upgrades. So the upgrades I want to get are, of course, flight. By default, this is actually this recipe in Craftoria. It's changed. So, yeah, I'm not sure why they changed it, but it genuinely, I don't. It's just one of those things. I just keep removing the recipes every time we update because at the end of the day, I want to have a kitchen sink pack. And they almost had it. Almost had it. All right. We also could probably look at lava immunity. And then what else? Time protection, flight, death protection, extinguish, invulnerability. What is invulnerability? I don't know, but I want to grab it. What does this say? Activate for a few seconds of invulnerability. Do we actually have to activate it, or does it automatically activate? We shall see. I think that's all I want for that, because I think death protection is limited. Yeah, prevents death. Now it's every 5 minutes, but we do need the time crystals, which I'm not going to get into right now. What else do we got? Run, walk, swim, decoy, and phase. I don't really want anything on there for right now. Night vision, water breathing, debuff, mental obliteration. Let's go. What is mind fog? Let's actually just look up Just Dire Things. Upgrade. Let's see. So here is the debuff remover, mental obliteration, nearby mobs completely stop forever, which I would assume this thing is like super ridiculous. Yeah, time crystals, calibrated skulk sensors. Let's see. Water breathing. I don't expect that one to be too bad. Some blaze gold, some puffer fish. That's the only problem I see is puffer fish. Night vision, that might not be a bad one. Negate fall damage. We'll just kind of go along and grab what we think we need. Swim speed. I think that's kind of it. Mind fog. What is this one? Mobs are less likely to notice you. I don't really care for that one. Step assist. That might be a nice one. But I also don't know how the step assist works on this, so we may or may not keep that. But I think that's all of them that we can actually do for armor. All right. Let me just go ahead and craft all these, and we will then move on. I'm just going to shift over all of these so you guys can see what actually can be applied to which one. Okay? And we'll be right back. All right, let's get these upgrades applied. So, flight, fire, lava immunity, whatever it's called, and the invulnerability. And then Eclipse alloy, we are going to do, which one is this one? Nothing. We didn't have anything on that one. Debuff remover, night vision, water breathing, and then I think that's it for that one, right? We didn't want anything else. And then the last one, which is going to be step assist, negate fall damage, and swim speed, which I think is actually the legs. Yes, I kind of forgot that. I grabbed that one even. All right, so let's take this armor off. And now we should actually be able to fly, which is pretty cool. It took us a little bit longer than normal to get flight. But if I kept the normal Craftoria recipes, it would have taken us even longer. Let's grab an armor stand. So we can just put the rest of the armor we have here on it. And then we also should have the ability to open these up, right? There's a shortcut. I don't know what it is. Let's see. Just dire things. Let's go. So then we can click on each piece of armor and we can enable or disable certain things. So like night vision, we can keep that on if we wanted to. We could toggle flight on. Apparently there's some settings. Not bound. So you could make it to where you could actually turn things on and off with a keybind. Step assist. How is the step assist on this? Is it like jarring? It's a little jarring, but not too bad. Okay. All right, I think we'll keep that on for now. But yeah, that is just our things Eclipse alloy. And of course, anytime we're in flight, I think that just takes up energy. So we may want to be cautious of that, but I don't think we should have a problem. But I should be able to tank a couple hits now without worrying about my armor being destroyed. Let's also quickly check the invulnerability, right? Okay, we don't need to toggle anything. It should just work. So I am going to work on getting more warden kills, which is what I was working on before. Hence why I have a guy with 280 health. And that should... Hey, this armor is much weaker. I didn't even have protection, really, I don't think, on this armor, did I? I guess I did. So I was able to tank a hit. I cannot tank a hit right now. Okay. We're just gonna yoink, yoink, and I will get some enchantments put on my armor because that was a mistake. All right, be right back. I've been doing some stuff off camera. So first things first, I've added a couple more processing units. Basically, I'm going to call these processing units because one slice is an ore. I've added isnium, which of course can be, crushed down to the 6 times and then processed in a smelting factory. So I've went ahead and I've added those guys. And then I've also added the uranium, just because we might as well smelt that down. If we need another variation, of course, we can just crush the ingot and then break it down into the other types of uranium there are in modern industrialization. I've also got the crushing portion for iridium, tungsten, and nickel. No, this is platinum. Platinum, not nickel. Platinum. And we could technically process this further from the platinum dust by throwing this in a Canthal tier EBF chamber, but for right now, we don't have Canthal, first off, but that will be something down the line. So right now, we're just crushing these guys down into dust, and then they are being thrown into the system, so we could just look up platinum dust. There you go, 22,000. Sorry, I just saw the 2 and I thought that was 200,000 for some reason. But anyway, we're gonna quickly... This is one thing. I've been trying to get filtering properly, and I actually just got these guys placed down so they aren't actually out of the system. So let's go iridium, raw. There's iridium. Uranium needs to be brought out, and isnium. Perfect. And what we can actually do instead of, individually clicking on them, we can come back here and we can just get rid of those. Looks like tungsten is not taking anything else. Did I make sure to relink these guys after moving them? That might be a problem. I did not on any of them. Whoops. So that should fix that. Now we should be able to push the tungsten in and also that. Okay. So I also took down our quarries, and I have re-added them and made them a little bit simpler. This is actually just the steel unit, because I don't really need any of the other ones right now, because we actually do not process or produce any bauxite at all with the miners, and I did miss that, so that was on me. So I went ahead and I reconfigured all of this, so now this is running more effectively. As of right now, we're keeping all ores until there is a single stack that is like full, with the top tier stack upgrades, 2 of them. So this should be quite a lot of ore. If we ever need it for anything, we will have like a stockpile in here, and then anything after the 2 stack upgrade, what is that? 64 times the original? That is 65,000. Okay, so that's 65,000 per slot. of each individual ore besides bauxite. Bauxite just funnels in here, and then it's broken down, and then it's sent into our storage system. So that makes bauxite. That is fantastic. I think everything else besides mithril ore, which is irons, is being made, which I can quickly show you. We have 755 mithril ore. And this came from, which one did this actually come from? Let's see. That one came from titanium? No, that ain't right. Oh, am I producing this? I don't think I'm producing this. I was producing this through the mirrored miner, but now I'm not. Okay. I thought that came from the Coria. Apparently, I was mistaken. Where do we need to go? Well, we need to get stainless steel. Stainless steel is a task. Let's just put it that way. So, according to the quest book, which we get a vacuum freezer and then we have stainless steel, which is incorrect. This whole chapter is kind of useless. We do need a vacuum freezer. We will need that. We also do need a centrifuge, but that doesn't really lead to the stainless steel drill just yet. The overdrive module, which I actually don't know what this is. So that just uses like full power. That might be something to look at in the future. We also do need to look at oil. So that may be a reason we need to get aluminum drill heads. So that might be something we do here in a minute. But yeah, so let's just look at stainless steel because we don't have a good guide for this. Actually, where is the modern industrialization guide? Do I have that? Book? It's right here. What is this called? Guide book. There we go. We actually have one. Okay. The mid game. Stainless steel. Stainless steel is the next material you'll want a large quantity of. Read to know why. So it talks about getting us the vacuum freezer. And then once you get some digital circuits going, make sure to build a distillation tower. The distillation or distillery only gives you one oil processing output, but the tower gives you one per layer. And that is digital circuits. What is a digital circuit? A digital circuit requires the digital board, which requires stainless steel plates. So how do we actually get stainless steel? Which is what I was hoping the book was going to tell us. Smelting stainless steel dust and EBF will give you hot ingots, which can cool down back into a vacuum freezer. So what do I need to do to actually obtain that? Is my question. Do we need to go through oil processing before we even touch this? Let's look. So, stainless steel. This is the first time I'm ever touching stainless steel, by the way, so give me a minute on this one. All right. So we have this method, which is iron dust, chromium tiny dust, nickel tiny dust, and magnesium tiny dust. Or manganese, not magnesium. Or, what else do we have? We can do full size. Okay. Iron dust, chromium dust, nickel dust, manganese. What is this? So, it doesn't look like there's a recipe for it, so I'm assuming we need to get the smaller version. So that is a manganese tiny dust 3 from manganese sulfuric solution, which is manganese crushed dust plus sulfuric acid, or raw titanium plus manganese sulfuric solution. That's a chemical reaction chamber, and that would give us 9,000 millibuckets per 9,000 millibuckets of sulfuric acid plus manganese crushed dust. This one, that is Canthal tier, so we can't even look at that right now. So sulfuric acid and manganese crushed dust, which is centrifuging raw iron. Okay, so we're gonna have to use raw iron here. All right. And then that gives us this. And there's not a percentage, it's just you get it. Okay. And is there any other use that we may want inside of any of this. So we do need that for the stainless steel. So that would knock that out for us. That and iron. So that is partial solution. How do we get sulfuric acid? Looks like we could do this through a couple methods. Sulfur plus oxygen and water gives us 500. That gives you ethylene. Sulfuric acid plus crude oil. That is hydrogen and sulfuric crude oil. Sulfuric heavy fuel and hydrogen. Sulfuric light fuel and hydrogen. And sulfuric naphtha plus hydrogen. Okay, so I think our best bet is going to be doing this one. For now, we definitely would want to get shale oil, but that is stainless steel, so that's not even going to happen for a minute. Sulfuric acid, huh? We also have electrolyzer, so there is like a partial return when we do this of 900, so there may be some stuff we can do with it, but it's not going to be like extreme return. Okay, so this one seems to be the best option, but we do need to get oxygen and water. Of course, that's a sink, so that's not difficult. Liquid air. Liquid air, what is that? Air intake plus a vacuum freezer. And that is stainless steel. Okay, so how in the world do we... This is getting kind of stupid. Sulfuric acid. Yeah, that's... Okay, so water. Water is what we need. Okay. That's what I was kind of looking for, is a simple recipe. But we've got everything else that's a little complicated. Just a wee bit. Okay. Let's just get started with this portion here. So we're going to go manganese dust, and we'll go from there. So how much gap do we have? Ooh, what am I am picking up stuff. Hold on. All right. I just had to go quickly solve some issues. I don't know what happened. It just decided to break, but that's okay. All right. So what are we going to be doing? We need to get the oxygen. Let's get rid of liquid air. So we need a sink. And we are going to need, of course, 2 centrifuges. We're just going to use 2 for right now. We're going to place this here, and then we're going to grab a fluid pipe. Let's grab normal color and red, just because. And then we also want to grab a tank for the fluid. We're actually going to grab a handful of tanks here, so we'll just grab 4 of those guys. So let's get started with the water. And then we'll also need to run over power cables. Hopefully that's not an issue. Let's just run them on the behind of this. There we go. And then we also want advanced machine holes pieces here. 1, 2. And then let's make sure we run the fluid pipe. And then we'll say on the out direction, and that should get these guys running, which is now making heavy water, which is not what we want. So let's cut that off. What we want... Oh, it's because it's an electrolyzer, not a centrifuge. Hold on. My bad. Grab the wrong machine. Grab 2 of these. That shouldn't take too long, because of all the prep and stuff we've done. Okay, so now let's get this place down. And what we can do just to make sure is go in here and go to the very last page and then just lock this recipe in. Okay. And then now we can say on the out, and then we'll put in our advanced machine hulls. It should get these guys spinning once I connect the cables. And then that should be fantastic. So we don't really care about hydrogen, but we may need the hydrogen down the line somewhere. You can actually make deuterium and tritium for modern industrialization. Interesting. We've kind of got some overlap with mechanism. Okay, so let's grab tank. So we've got 2 of these guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 1 here, and we are going to then grab a bucket and kind of create a filter for both of these guys. So this one And this one, so oxygen and hydrogen, will go oxygen, hydrogen. And then we're going to go and grab the red pipe. We need a couple more of these guys, actually. Perfect. And then we're going to go here. Let's see. So can I actually filter on these? I cannot. We're going to kind of rely on that filter then. That's not a fun thing. Is there a way to even... So we're going to need two then. We're going to need a blue and we're going to need the red because we're going to need to be able to send two different fluids through this line. So let's snag another bucket of both. So we'll say the red line is hydrogen. Now let's go oxygen because it's already set. So oxygen. And then we'll go out, out. And then we're going to go blue. And that will be the hydrogen. Okay. So that is perfect. Let's grab a couple upgrades as well. I would prefer to grab like 8 and 8. I think that sounds like a good idea. Okay. So that gets us both of those. Fantastic. Let's dump our hydrogen and oxygen in here. And then our next portion, after getting that, is getting the sulfuric acid. So we're going to need to actually get sulfur. And the best way to do this, from what I remember, is breaking down the coal. Or we could do this. And that actually gets us chromium. We may want to do that method. We may want to do that method. Rather than the way we were going to do it, which was the mechanism way of this thing, pressurized reaction chamber. We may want to do centrifuge because that may give us the chromium nuggets. I don't care about the copper or the aluminum that much, but the chance of getting chromium definitely intrigues me more. This is going to make this system extremely slow, though. That's another thing we got to watch out for. So let's actually set this piece right in front of this one. Of course, we probably want to make sure that we are doing blocks in between so we can run cables to both of them. Advanced machine hulls. And then for lava, I'm actually going to get the dripping upgrade if I can. I should be able to do this. Do I have dripstone? How much dripstone do I have? I have plenty of dripstone. And I think we can only use one of these per module, but I'm not even sure about that, so we'll check that as well. So, let's see. So let's say like 8. Grab 8 of those guys. And then let's grab functional storage, fluid, drawer. And I want to see if I can actually put 8 in, or multiple in one. Get rid of the carrots. So does that increase the speed? So that's 20. So is that 40? And then this would be 60. Okay, so that does work. So let's actually go back to dripping. And let's grab... What is that? 1, 2, 3. So 4, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. Okay. And let's also grab functional storage upgrades. I'm actually going to go all out and grab netherite upgrades here. And that should allow for us to store 512 buckets. Okay, let's quickly grab a couple of these then. And that should make it even more. I don't want that one. So that's 6,000 buckets per. That should work for me. I think. I hope. So that means that we are getting 60 per tick. So how much is that per second? Let me look real quick. So that's a little bit over a bucket per second. So I'm kind of thinking maybe if I do one more set, that might be a good option. So 3, 6, 9, 12. And then we're going to grab a handful more of these guys. Because I want to basically be able to get a bucket almost every tick, maybe half a second. Maybe. That might work just because that might be easier for us. So let's grab, we can either grab a pusher or we can grab a puller. Oh, these guys don't stack. Okay. So let's go here, 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 here. And then, I know this is the really most absurd way to do something like this, by the way. Definitely not something I would recommend, but we're going to go with it. Actually, these are going to cause us to have less slots. So maybe I don't want those. Maybe I'll just do like pipes or something. Or modular routers or something. Because I definitely want to be able to do this the most effective way possible. Most effective way, and I'm doing some shenanigans like this, right? And let's just give these guys a buffer just in case. Not like a massive buffer, but still a buffer nevertheless. And then we'll go, I guess we could just say modular routers. Yeah, let's just do that. Or, actually, you know what? I know this won't make it look pretty, which was what I was thinking about trying to do, was make it look pretty, but honestly, I'm not going to go for it right now. So, output, output, input. Nope, we don't want that. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing here. Got the cables off down the middle. And then we're going to go output, output. And that will allow for us to get a little bit better. So now technically we're doing 120 per tick times 20. So that is 2,000 buckets a second, which I think is better. I think. I don't know if that's really quantifiable, but we shall see. So we're going to do this, and then we'll do like blue for the top section. So let's go blue. And then we'll cut those guys down the middle. Okay. And then this will be output. This will be output. This will be output. And this will be output. So then each one of these has its own lava sections, which is fantastic. And they're already full, so that's awesome as well. So let's quickly grab power to these guys, which we will need to do the advanced upgrades if I have not done that already, which it looks like I already have, which is fantastic. So that should be off to the races to get sulfur and whatnot. Okay. So I'm going to say trash can, copper nugget. We will want to keep the aluminum nuggets, I think. That sounds like a good option to me. But we can then just whitelist copper nuggets, and then we'll just do item pipes. Okay. And let's do like a barrel. What is happening? Why is nickel doing that? Specifically nickel. I'm going to have to keep watching that, but it seems like there's an issue with one of the crushers that's just not pushing to an inventory. Not 100% sure, but not much I can do about it. So here we're going to say input blacklist this. We don't want copper nuggets coming out of any of these. And then we're going to do this. I know this is definitely not pretty by any means, but that's not what we're here for. So output blacklist, output blacklist, output blacklist, and output blacklist. Okay. So that will start getting us the proper pieces. And we may want to grab a couple motors to speed the extraction process, right? Let's just toss in like four per. Because there's 17 sulfur that comes out per operation. And we want to make sure we are supporting this enough to be able to pull that without hesitation, basically. Okay. So that should be golden. Now, with that, we then need to take the sulfur plus the oxygen and a little bit of water and get the piece of sulfuric acid, which is going to be 500 millibuckets. So we're going to need to make a lot of millibuckets to even like consider doing this one operation, right? That is how many operations? Math is difficult. 18 operations in total to make one. Oh, that's going to be exciting. So what machine do we use for this? So this is a chemical reactor. It takes 10 seconds. So 18 times 10. So 180. 180 seconds. So 2 minutes per. Ugh, yikes. Yikes. They probably will need to like immediately upgrade to some other solution. Maybe we do need to get towards the aluminum piece of drill and all of that stuff. Because I think that's going to be better than what we're doing right now. Right? Because that would get us the sulfuric light fluid, and that would allow for us to get 2,000 rather than 500. And also light fuel, which can then be broken down even more, it looks like, into diesel. And that, of course, gets, you know, further down the line of adding more and more stuff to it. So this may have not been the best method, but hey, we're getting sulfur, which we actually do need sulfur. We also do need these chromium nuggets. So, I mean, that's kind of a very small amount of chromium nuggets, but still. I guess it's time to start looking at fuel then, looking at the crude oil. Which means that we're going to probably need to do a whole nother line of all of this stuff. Plus aluminum. Because I don't actually have an aluminum line down there. I have an aluminum line here, but not up there. Okay. Let me get the pieces set up for this. Aluminum. Yeah, we have everything. Besides item pipes or fluid pipes. I think these are fluid pipes, aren't they? Yes, they're fluid pipes. Okay. I've got my work cut out for me. So we're gonna stop here. We've got the small sulfur production, which actually I think this is outproducing the one we have upstairs, by the way, which is kind of crazy because the other one is mechanism and is using. Where is that one actually at? Right here. Yeah, using this to get the synthetic rubber. So that may be an option to replace that whole system with the lava system here. That might be an option. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I know we didn't get a whole lot accomplished in modern industrialization, but you guys can kind of see the craziness that we have in store for us. So next episode, we will be doing the crude oil. I will get the quarry set up and everything because we do have 2 extra quarry sets already made because I've taken those down. So that is fantastic. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome. And again, we see you in the next one. Bye-bye.